Okay, we're gonna do something really fun. This is you get to be very creative here. This is gonna like this. Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll get there. This probably won't take that long, so you can go to the lab and you can work on this stuff today. So what I want to do while you're working on the study guide, I'm going to put up maybe one more very short, with just a few more questions I'll add to it. I'll put that up, like tonight. Well, I'm thinking we'll do the test. Let's plan on doing it Friday. There's a chance, we'll see how things go. Maybe we can bump it up to Thursday, but let's just plan for sure no later than Friday. And here's why I'm saying that, because I want to do these constructions. This is going to take today, and I'm guessing it might take some time tomorrow too, but we'll kind of have to see how long it takes. And then I want to have an opportunity. How's the study guide going? Have you run into any that are problematic? Okay, so we'll see. I mean, I'll take a look at it. Maybe we're fine. Maybe we'll be able to do this on Thursday. Probably we will, but let's just say Friday for now. Tomorrow I'll let you know if we're going to bump it up. So just kind of be going through the study guide. Yes, sir. When we're here Thursday? Okay, if you're not here, when you get back, you can take it. Okay, so what I want to do today, though, totally different. So when you log into the computer, you guys have probably seen that little icon, right? Yes. Okay, so if you open that up, maybe. There we go. Okay, it's not the newest version, but it's pretty good. It'll work fine. So this is the Geometers Sketchpad. It's a piece of software that's built specifically for doing things with geometry. Okay, so what you're going to work on here first, I'm going to give you some assignments with this. So you're going to go into Moodle, and here's what it'll look like. So if you go, into Honors Geometry and you go to, notice under Unit 1 there's a new section called Unit 1 Activities. If you go into the Chapter 1 Activity 1 and I attempt the quiz, what's going to happen is it's going to pop open a different kind of question. And so you don't need to really write anything on this, but what I want you to do is I want you to attach, you're going to open up this file called Segment Bisector. Open up the file, it's going to open up in Geometers Sketchpad, and it's going to open up, there's only just like one line of instructions, but it's going to give you some shape that you need to do something with, you need to do a construction with, and when you're done, you'll save it. Like if it were mine, I would just save it as Oyas _ segment bisector. And then you save it, and then just attach it and submit it. And when you submit it, I'll get that attachment. Okay. So I just want to see what you've done. I'll be walking around. I'll probably see them all in class anyway. But here's what it is. So in Geometers, raise your hand if you ever used this before. You have just a little. You have much or a little bit? Just okay. So really, nobody's used this much at all. Here's what you do. In Geometers Sketchpad, let's just say we have, if I want to create something, let's say I want to create a segment. There's a couple ways I can do that. I could, that's the symbol for a point, and so I can put a point there, and I can put a point there, let's say. Okay. If I want to create a segment that connects those, I can just make sure both points are highlighted. Whoops, hang on, I just messed up. I got to go up to the arrow now, and I got to make sure both points are highlighted, and I can go up to construct, and I can do segment, and it's going to create a segment for me. Okay, I can do things like if I right click on this one, I could go up to show label, and it'll show me so that says A, that's point A. Okay, do the same thing here. Show, where's it say show? I think I did something different. So I gotta go like that. Show label. I can change the labels if I want to. I could go into properties of that point, and I could change the label to a different letter if I want to. I could change the font. I can do all kinds of stuff. I could change, if I want to make this segment a little bigger, I could go in and I could make it thick if I want to. I could change the color if I want to. Okay, stuff like that. So that's one way I can do it. If I want to highlight a bunch of stuff at the same time, and I've got the arrow tool, I can just make a box and it grabs everything in there. And so now all that stuff has been grabbed at the same time so I can move it all independently. Okay, stuff like that. Today and tomorrow are just going to be a lot of it. It's just about you getting a chance to play with this and get familiar with it. Let's delete this. So how do I delete? I think I can right click and where is it?
No, there's no delete.
There's no delete. I think I can just hit delete though. Yeah, just delete, just like, there we go. Okay. There. Okay, and they're gone. I can also make a segment this way. I can go up and grab the line tool and I hold it down, and then I get a choice of one of those three things. I can do array, a line, array, or a segment. And if I hold it down until it's on segment, then when I put the pen down, I just create a segment. It is a little easier. Okay, make sense? Okay, let's do something here. Let's bisect this segment. And I'm going to have you do this too. So you're going to have to do this, but we'll go through this one together. Let's bisect this segment. Well, what can we do to bisect this segment? Now, traditionally, what do you think?
Measure it out.
Okay, yeah, and there's some other things we can do, sure. We can do, and to know that we've bisected it, you could prove that you've bisected it by doing something like this. Let me show you something else that's kind of cool. If I grab this segment and I hit measure, only the stuff that shows up that would pertain to a segment is an option. Everything else is grayed out. Well, length is, right? So if I hit length, look what it does. Okay, it tells me the measure of segment CD is 18.6350 centimeters. Okay? So when I bisect this thing, I might have to show that I bisected it by showing that the two smaller segments I created are congruent, meaning their measures are equal, and they add up to this, right? How can I do that? Well, traditionally on pencil and paper, can anybody think of a way that you could bisect a segment? And the only tools you would have using old school paper constructions would be just a straight edge and a compass. What could we do? So the compass is designed to draw a circle of a fixed radius. I'm going to get you started. Now, in Geometers Sketchpad, the way we do that is like this. I would highlight that point, and then I go down to the circle tool, hold down the circle tool, and then that's telling me that's going to be the center of the circle, and I can create a circle. So that circle is centered on the left endpoint C. Any idea how, maybe I made that a little too big. Let's make this slightly, oops. Oh, this one, yeah, right there. That's the one I want, yeah. So I got to go. This is the dot that adjusts the radius. Does that make sense? Okay, that'll be a little bit better. Okay, any suggestions about how I could somehow, what do you think?
You can do another circle and then at one point go.
Ah, okay, yeah. What if I made a circle with the exact same radius centered on this end? Okay, now look what we can do. So I can measure, if I highlight this circle, I can go up to measure and notice that radius is an option. So if I click radius, look what it does. It tells me what the radius of that circle is, and it does more than tell me. It actually kind of makes that radius available as a tool for construction. So now if I want to create a similar circle, all I have to do is highlight the radius and highlight that right end point and go up to which tab do you think? Construct. I'm going to go to the tabs on the top. If I go to construct, look what my options are. Circle by center plus radius. So if I click that, look what it does. It gives me a circle with the same radius, the radius that I had highlighted, and that's center. Make sense? Okay, now what do I want to do with that? Just stare at that for a second. If I want to bisect that segment, do you see something up there that might be helpful? What do you think? Yes. Ah, okay, good. I want to find the intersections of the circles, right? So to do that, I'm just going to highlight both of the circles, and I'm going to go up to, which tab do you think?
Measure.
Okay, measure. I can see why you'd say that. It's not that one. I want to actually, I want to create, what is it? It's construct, because I want to actually create the points of intersection, don't I? Anytime we're going to build something new, it's under the construct menu, right? So we go up to construct, and I'm going to find the intersections, and there they are, right? There are my two intersections. Okay, so now using those two intersections, which are already highlighted, what might I construct? How about a line? Sure. So let's go up to construct a line, and there it is. Okay, so where is the, well, that is a perpendicular, or that is a bisector, isn't it? That's a segment bisector. So where is the midpoint of the segment, maybe? Intersection, yeah, good. So it'd be the intersection of the segment bisector and the segment. Right? Make sense? Okay, let's go ahead and label this point. Show label. And now let's go ahead and let's find some lengths here. So we'll calculate that length. I highlight those two, go up to measure, and I can find that distance. So the distance from C to F is 9.4326 centimeters. What should I get if I measure the distance from D to F? Yeah. Oops. Boy, I had too much stuff. That's highlighted too. We're gonna just have only those two things highlighted. And what do you know? I just proved it. They're the same, aren't they? At least out to the 10,000th place. That's good enough, right? Okay, make sense? So you can do cool stuff with that. You can make, you know, I'm not going to, I don't want to do much more because I want you to mess with it. Do you have any questions about this? I mean, I know you don't know everything about this, but I bet you can figure out a lot of things pretty easily by just messing around with it. Yes? Okay, yeah, good question. Do you have to do the circles? Yeah, you do. You do, because what the circles really represent here is they represent distances, right? If the radius of the circles is the same, wouldn't you agree that the distance from the endpoint to an intersection is going to be the same on both sides? You see what I'm saying? So that's really what those circles represent. I don't know if there's another way. I sort of don't think there is, because I don't think there's a way you can construct anything else. Like, I don't think you can construct a segment based on just like a measurement or something. Does that make sense? Yep.
Isn't there a button up there that'll instantly bisect it?
There might be, but I don't want you to use that. Yeah, and when you turn these in, I'm going to want to see all that stuff, right? That's going to tell me if you did it properly. Yep.
That wouldn't be foolproof because you didn't put the other circle. It doesn't show that the other circle, the radius is equal to the other.
Oh, okay, I could. But what I did show, I showed that distance right there is the same as that distance. So I see what I'm saying? So I really did show that I bisected it.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so let's try this. Let's swing by. I don't think, if 205 is open, I want to use it. I think there might be somebody in there. I've got 332 reserved, but I'd rather use 205 if we can.